from Yellow Cub Dressage. This vlog is to talk to you about this book, The Ultimate Equestrian Training Diary by How To Dressage. I kindly got sent a copy of this to review for you guys, so I wanted to put it all on a vlog. Most of the vlog is going to be me talking to you whilst looking at the inside of the book so that you can see exactly what's included and what you'd be buying if you chose to get a copy of this. However, I also wanted to briefly talk about this book, which is made by the same company. It's How To Dressage Book 1. It's a really thick book, as you can see, and I was really lucky to get this for Christmas from my friend Laura, which was really exciting. What I particularly like about this book is it starts on the dressage theory, so it looks at scales of training, and then it goes on to talk about individual movements, some problem solving tips, it includes some stuff on lateral work, and it breaks every single thing down into its own section, which is clearly displayed in the table of contents. So when I've been trying to work on something, I can look at the exact bit of this that relates to that activity. And it's explained in really clear, simple ways. So sometimes I can get confused when people say things and it doesn't always make sense to me. But this book is really, really good because it explains it in such a clear way and it helps to translate what you're reading into actual practice. So I really, really like this book. But what I will do is I will just put a couple of screenshots into this vlog around the content of this book so you can have a look at what's included. And then I will go on to obviously talk in loads more detail about the training diary, and I will put links to both books in the description for the vlog so that if you want to check them out or buy a copy of either of them yourself, you know exactly where to go to do that. So I hope you enjoy this vlog. It's a bit different to our normal competition ones, but hopefully really useful. Let me know what you think. The first part of the training diary is the section about your horse information and all of your horse's health and care information all in one place, which I think is really helpful because I often find that I'm checking in my passport or I'm looking at texts or on Facebook to see when I last had things done or what my appointments are, whereas by using this you'll be able to record it all in one place, which I think is just really useful. So the first section is the information about your horse, the colour, your horse's height, etc. And if you're lucky enough to have two horses, you've got two spaces there for that. Then you have your horse maintenance records. So you have farrier information, lots of space there to be able to put that in. Worming and egg count records. Vet details, including when your vaccinations were done. A section for any other vet visits. I particularly like that. However, this doesn't apply to Tess because she has had a lot of vet visits recently, so I have quite a lot of stuff to write in this section. Information about dental records, information about saddle fitting, saddle adjustments, physiotherapy details, again, I have quite a lot to write in there, and some information about feeding plans. So I think that's extremely useful, and I'm really looking forward to having it all documented in one place so I can easily refer back and see what's going on or what I need to organise next. So the goal planning section is the part that it's actually taken me the longest to begin filling out. I really had to actually sit and think, and you'll see that I haven't actually filled it all in yet. So covers the best things about last season, where you are now at the point of filling it in, where you want to be, and then the bit I haven't done yet is what you need to do to get there. So I talked a bit about the fact that last season we made our move to do affiliated for the first time in my life. We really started to get the canter in a really good place, and I'd started really improving my fitness, and Tess was going really well and my confidence was really improved. Where we are now is around her having had her hot calf arthritis diagnosis, and we're now in the stage of trying to build her up. Where I want to be is to get a good balanced canter, to be out competing intra and prelim with reasonable scores to get our qualifying scores,
to improve basic lateral work to help with her suppleness and strength, for Tess to be sound and healthy, and for me to improve my fitness to be the best rider that I can be to help Tess. Then you have a section to be able to record what you think are your strengths, what you need to do to improve and learn, and what your priorities are. And then for your horse, you have two sections if you've got two horses for this. So about what is his or her strengths, and what does he or she need to improve, and what are your priorities for the horse. So you have two spaces for that. And then you have this kind of spider diagram type chart, which is your commitments to yourself, the promises that you will make to help you achieve your goals. And you've got various different points there. You could obviously add more if you felt that you had more commitments to make to yourself and you wanted to record those. So the lesson record section is brilliant. It has space for you to be able to record each lesson you have. So the date that you had it, what you learnt, and what you need to practice. And if you're anything like me, what I find is I have a great lesson and I discuss what I'm going to work on in between. And then because there's normally kind of 4-week period at minimum in between my lessons, I find that I'm really good for the first week or so, and then I kind of lose track with what I was meant to be practicing, or maybe I know what I was meant to be practicing but I've forgotten the actual descriptions of maybe how I need to get that outside of lessons. So I think that is really useful to be able to have a space in here for each lesson to be able to say what you're going to do to help you stay on track. And I think the other thing that's useful about this is if you're having lessons with multiple people, maybe you're an event rider, for example, and you've got different instructors for flat and jump, you can record which instructor it was with so it was clear what you were going to practice for each person that's teaching you. You have loads of space for this. You actually have over 54 spaces for individual lessons, so there's loads and loads of space there for you to be able to record. And I think see your progress as well throughout what you write down about your lesson. I really like the competition record section. What I think is particularly good about it is it's not dressage specific, so depending on what you're doing with your horse, you can actually use it to record anything that you're doing. So it has a section for you to be able to put in all of your regular venues that you use, their contact details, which is really handy. Then you have a competition results table where you can put in the date, the venue, the discipline, the class and the result. And there's loads of sections here for you to fill in. You've got several pages, so you hopefully wouldn't run out of space. Then you have a section for other achievements, which I think is a really good idea because you might be doing other things with your horse that aren't competitions or lessons, but you want to actually record. So maybe you went to a clinic, maybe you did something new with your horse, like you started teaching it groundwork, or went for a side saddle lesson, or something that maybe does not fit in, maybe a fun ride. So I think it's really good to have that, to be able to record those other achievements. And you have quite a bit of space to be able to do that. The diary section is the biggest part of the planner. It covers 52 weeks, which gives you loads and loads of space to be able to record week by week what you're doing with your horse. So what it has is it starts with the week commencing date, and then you can put in what your targets are that you're planning to achieve in that week, which I find is personally going to be really useful for me to help me really think about each week at a time and how I'm going to stay on track. Then you have a space to record for each day what you actually did, any thoughts you had about that, how it had gone, maybe the reasons for why you did certain things. And then you have a section at the end to reflect on your week about why it was awesome. So you have one of those, and then every 4 weeks you have this section about best things that's happened in that last 4-week period and what your goals are going to be for the coming month. So I think for me, I think that's going to be really useful to split it down into individual weeks and then also individual months. It gives that space and time to think about what's gone well and then what you're going to do to build on that over the next 4-week period. And that continues throughout the whole of the 52 weeks with loads and loads of space and these really nice quotes.